Today, we're going to find out how to change our life in 5 days. And if you're wondering how we're going to do that, well, we're going to work out what a life we love looks like so we can make it happen. The first thing we need to do is understand what our definition of success right now actually is. What happens when we chase a definition of success that is wrong for us is it feels like we're doing all the right things, but we feel unfulfilled. We don't feel happy. We don't feel like life is right for us. Our definition of success has come from our childhood, our upbringing, our family, our friends, everything in our environment. An example of this is you may have been told by your parents that success looks like going to university, getting to a 9-to-5 job. You might think from watching your friends that success looks like buying a house, having 2 kids and getting a dog. You might think that success looks like handbags and fancy cars. Another thing we might do is peg our success on external factors. So for instance, it's to be more successful than the Joneses, to have a better car than Sally, to have a higher paid job than Alex. These are things that make sense that we've adopted into our personal definition of success, but they just might not make us happy. So the first thing I want you to do is think back 10, 20 years ago and think about what success meant to you then. Think about where that definition of success came from. Think about activities that have actually made you feel proud. Think about the moments that you have felt truly successful when you block out all of the other noise. The next thing I want you to do is look at the things in your life right now that from the outside looking in, people think are successful, or even you think they are successful, about whether they actually make you happy, whether they feel meaningful to you, whether they feel purposeful to you, whether they feel worthwhile. Now, let me know what you think in the comments below, but I think that if you're looking for a video that says how to change your life in 5 days, then probably your definition of success isn't actually aligning to what you feel you really need in your life and what you really want in your life. And so the next couple of days will be about working out what you need in your life for it to feel truly successful. And when your life feels truly successful, it will be a life that you love. The next step is to find out what you need in your life that aligns with the really important values that you hold. Therefore, the things that you really need in your life to feel great. These are your core values. So I like to think about core values as your core tick boxes. These are your most important tick boxes. The more you tick those boxes, the better your life will feel. So looking for activities that tick lots of the boxes, it's those activities that will feel great and that you want in your life. First step is understanding what your core values are. And if you've done this exercise before, I recommend doing it again because your values can change over time. Here are examples of core values. And the thing about core values are that they're unique and individual to everyone. So if you think something is a value to you, it probably is, whether you find it on a list or not. Go through this list and put a 1 next to things that feel really important to you. Once you've done that, make a short list of your 1s. It'll probably be a pretty decent list. Now you want to refine this down to just 3. So go through this again. Keep doing this until you have 3. So now that you have this list of 3 core values, these are the things that are the most important to you. I want you to go through and think about things that you do in your life on a weekly basis that tick 1, 2, or 3 of these boxes. And once you've done that, have a look and see what you think, because you probably have an opinion about whether that's just not enough activities that align to who you really are, or maybe you're doing pretty well. Lastly, think about what your life would be like if you were doing more of these activities that ticked more of these boxes. And it probably feels pretty good. On day 3, we're going to think of the role of purpose in our lives. Now, a sense of purpose can be defined as something that is meaningful to us, but also something that brings benefit to those or things outside of ourselves. So the reason that we want to think about purpose is it has been found to be important in our lives, and actually not having in our lives can be detrimental to our psychological and our physical well-being. But it is something that some of us just don't think about. Because purpose can mean different things to different people, it's important to think about what it means to us and how it shows up in our lives and how it could show up in our lives. So the first component to think about is meaning. Things that give you a sense of purpose in your life will feel meaningful to you. So they will feel worthwhile. They will feel rewarding. They will feel fulfilling. So these could be small things in your day to day, like maybe going to the gym or helping a colleague learn something or just preparing a meal for your family. It could also mean something in a bigger sense in your life. So some people, they feel like they have a purpose in life. So it's their life's calling, perhaps. It's what you need to do, and it's what makes you feel like who you really are. But it doesn't have to be like that for everyone. Whatever purpose means to you, what you want to make sure is your life has purpose-driven goals, so forward momentum towards purpose, and understanding of what is meaningful to us, and a focus beyond ourselves. There are a few other elements that it makes sense to think about. So these are things like our skills and our passions. So given these factors, you want to think about what purpose means in your life to you today. So what we want to think about today is things in our life that give us a sense of purpose, or things in our life that could give us a sense of purpose. So the first thing we want to do is have a think about the things you do in your day-to-day that feel rewarding and meaningful and fulfilling. Then have a brainstorm about your talents and your skills. Next, you want to think about your passions. So things that you do that you love to do, that you would love to have in your life, or that you love having in your life. Have a look at them all together and see if it says anything to you. What are the activities that encompass a lot of these things? Do you do them currently? Or are there activities that you could do in your life that encompass these things? Now you know the core tick boxes that you need to tick to make sure you have activities that truly align with who you are. You know what sort of activities give you a sense of purpose and meaning, which is key to human flourishing and feeling great about your life. You've also started to think about what you need in your life as a whole for it to feel successful to you, regardless of what it looks like to anyone else. So the next step today is to do a bit of a life audit. I want you to record down everything that you would do in a standard week, all the activities that you spend time on. And I want you to give some consideration to activities that you spend a lot of time in your week and activities that you don't spend a lot of time on. Then I want you to go through and think about those activities that make you happy, feel purposeful to you, align to your core values, And this should give you some indication about how much of your week you spend on things that really align to a successful life for you or a life that you love. This will give us a good indication about what we need to dial up in our lives. So maybe we don't have a lot of activities that are purposeful or making us happy or tick our core values. This is important information because we know all the things that we can improve. Or maybe you just realize you're low on happiness and you feel like you're wanting more. Or you're low on purpose and you feel like you're wanting more. Looking at this will allow you to realize what you can work on and how you can make your life better. Over the last couple of days, you should have developed an understanding about what your true personal definition of success looks like. And this is a life that is aligned to your core values. It's a life that feels happy. It's a life that feels purposeful. And it's a life that has the right balance of all these key ingredients within it. What you need to do next is think about what you need to add. So think back to your day 4 audit or even any of the other days and think about the thing that stood out to you the most, what you felt you really need to change in your life to make it better. And this is the goal that we need to start with. Think about this goal. And I want you to think about what you can do to work towards it, to achieve it in the next 2 weeks. Then I want you to think about what you can complete today. In fact, what you can do right now to help you achieve this goal. Make it a small step or make it a large step, but make it something you can realistically achieve by today. Because by the end of the day, you would have changed your life because you have started on a path that is leading to a life that you can love and that has the right balance in it and that it feels truly personally successful to you. Let me know in the comments how you went and how you're going, and don't forget to follow if you want more. Also check out my video, Why It Is Hard to Achieve Lasting Happiness, because I think you'll like that too. So today we're gonna look at the camera.